Hello and welcome to the Jupiter in Leo guided practice. I am so excited about the energy of Jupiter and Leo and how it can support all of us in our expansion of becoming more and more of our full true selves. But our bodies, as the vessels for being our full true selves, definitely could use some support to allow more of that full true self to be and to be able to move through the world. I'm Jamie Ehrenberg with Idlewild Retreats, and this is my journey of following my intuition and becoming my truest self. Hopefully, you've already checked out the Jupiter in Leo video that I recorded some weeks back, and we'll link it here and below. But I wanted to really remind us of Jupiter as a planet of expansion and Leo really leaning into our authenticity, our fullness, our light shining. That's only us, that it is so unique to each one of us. This is what Jupiter and Leo is all about. But as you know from all of my embodiment and somatic work, the body needs to be able to hold this full true self. And so that's what we're going to do for this practice today. I also wanted to mention before I get too much farther in, and I'll mention it at the end as well, that these practices are actually going to be moving to the Temple of Attunement moving forward. So this month, July of 2026, will be the last time that I'm recording live for the energy of the month. You can obviously go back and watch any of the practices that we already have, but moving forward, these practices are going to be recorded specifically for the members of the Temple of Attunement. And I hope that you'll consider joining us. So with all of that said, I'm going to invite you to find a comfortable spot that feels like where you want to be able to feel and hold expansion. That might be today you want to stand up and allow your body to fully expand in that posture. It might be seated, it might be laying down. You trusting and listening to what your body wants right now based on the day, but also this particular practice. Please honor that. So as you get into that new position, what I want to do is invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes and settle in for a moment, allowing your breath to expand and move through your body, to just get it settled and comfortable where it is right now. And we're going to do this for about 30 seconds. Now, with that, I'm going to invite you to connect with your heart. Leo is definitely a heart energy and really radiates from the fullness of our heart. And allow your breath to connect with your heart space. That might be your physical heart. You could move your hands to your heart as well, or just your energetic heart. But allowing your attention, your awareness, your breath to connect with the heart. And with each inhale in, allowing your heart to fill with that energy, with that aliveness. And as your heart feels more expansive, allowing that energy from your heart to move out beyond your physical body and encapsulating your entire body. So kind of filling your, using your heart energy as an orb around your body, like your aura. With each inhale in, allowing that heart energy to keep expanding without forcing. And allow your heart energy to protect you for the rest of this practice, connecting you with your ultimate center and your ultimate source of protection, your heart. May I be guided to receive exactly what we're meant to in this moment. And now from here, I want to invite you to connect with the fullness of your spine and the fullness of the center channel of your body. And allow your breath to move up and down your spine at your own pace. Noticing with every inhale how easy or not it is to breathe and move your breath up and down your spine. Every inhale starting at the base of your spine and allowing your entire breath to come up to the crown of your head. And then your exhales to reverse that energy flow. And now, as you're doing that breath and leading it up and down your spine, I want to invite you to just begin to notice where there's any areas that feel like they have a little bit more constriction. So again, while you're moving your breath up your spine, your inhale, noticing if there's any point along your chakras, along your energy centers, your channel, where there's some tightness or tension, and pick one of those spots where there's just maybe not as much looseness or lubrication of that breath up and down, and allow your attention to connect with that spot. Just holding your focus and maybe sending your breath to this spot without trying to get rid of it. You don't need to know what it is or where it came from, but just allowing your attention and your awareness to be on this physical spot in your body, and inviting your breath there. And noticing with this how with this attention, this breath, this awareness, how that spot might begin to soften just with that attention. And with some gratitude to that spot, saying thank you. And allowing your breath to move again from the base of your spine all the way up to your crown. Seeing if there's any shift that you're noticing with that little exercise, that little pause point. Now I'm going to invite you to find another one of those spots. There's multiples, most likely for all of us. And when you find the next spot that's calling you to give some loving awareness to, go ahead and land your attention, your awareness, and your breath to that spot. Allowing that light shining on this part of your body to allow it to be witnessed and met and shifted just with your attention. And with a note, a nod, a gesture of gratitude to that spot for all of the wisdom, all of the protection, all of the information it holds. Saying thank you. And then allow your breath to begin to move up and down your spine again. We're going to do this one last time together. Once you've given yourself a good 3 breaths at least up and down your spine, again with nothing else to do or prove there, allowing your attention to move with the breath to see if there's one more spot in your body that you would love to give some attention to. And allow again your attention, your awareness, your breath to move to that spot. Without trying to force it or get rid of it or understand it, just meeting it and observing it. Noticing what you notice. And seeing what shifts, if any, happen with this connection, this attunement. I'm going to invite you one more time to allow your breath to move after you give a note or a nod or a word of appreciation and gratitude to that spot, allowing your breath to start at your spine again, the base of your spine, and move to the crown. Just allowing that breath to flow up and down the central channel of your energy body and your physical body. Noticing with these breaths, with the posture of how you chose to do this practice, with this attention and awareness, how your body has shifted since we started, and seeing if you're able to lengthen your spine a little bit more, lengthen your neck, see if there's any shift in your neck, any movements, circles that might be supportive, your shoulders, any loosening. I'm going to invite you to just wiggle a little bit now, with a long spine, a long neck, relax shoulders, and then go ahead and stop. Notice how much space you have within your body. I believe that the full true self, that the soul needs more space to be able to fully inhabit this human that you are. And so exercises like this, where we're able to release blocks, where we're able to release tension, and we're able to really lengthen our spine and allow our energy centers to be flowing and fluid, are really supportive for this. Before I give any more words to this practice, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands to your body, perhaps your heart, but I have mine on my belly and my heart. With a little gesture, a squeeze, saying thank you to your body for connecting with you, for communicating with you, for being open with you. For allowing more of your full true self in. And you can sit in this energy and this feeling for as long as you'd like by hitting pause. I'm going to give a few more words to this practice and then talk a little bit more about the Temple of Attunement before we go. So I believe that we are souls in a human body, and we are in relationship with this human body from the time that we are born to the time that we pass from this lifetime. And the more that we're able to support the human body and the soul coming together, our higher self is able to inhabit the body more and more. So the person, the part of you that knows, the part of you that is wise beyond this particular lifetime, this part of you has more and more space to come into the body when we are becoming more and more of our full true selves. And so practices like this allow us to make more space. This is why I believe all of the releasing is so important. Why I believe that the healing is important. It's recalibrating our bodies consistently to allow for more and more of our full true selves to come in to this physical form that we are in this lifetime. That is honestly the intention behind the Temple of Attunement. There's more information below, and many of you have heard about this already, but I really invite you, if you being able to hold more of your full true self and be that version of yourself every day and how you move through the world, how you interact with your family, your friends, how you're in your home, in your work. If you're interested in bringing that version of you and getting to know that version of you better, I really invite you to consider joining Temple of Attunement. As I said, these practices will move into the Temple of Attunement starting in August. So you have a good library from the last 9 months of practices that are in this channel. So you can always just bookmark them, put them to a playlist, and come back to them. But just know that the live practices that are more focused on the current energy are going to be held in the Temple of Attunement. I am sending you so much love. I appreciate you so much for being here. And I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day.